நீங்க ஒரு கண்ணாடி பரிமாணத்துக்குள்ள இருக்கீங்க. இங்க உங்களை யாருக்கும் தெரியாது.
Hello all. Welcome back to Kinfinicuts. Today we are going to recap a Marvel movie, Doctor Strange. Let's start our recap without making a lag. In Kathmandu, the sorcerer Caecilius and his zealots enter the secret compound Kamar Taj and behead its librarian. Caecilius is a former student of the Ancient One, a long-lived sorcerer. She is the one who has taught every student at Kamar Taj about the mystical arts. Caecilius enters into Kamar Taj to steal some pages from an ancient mystical book which helps him to draw power from another dimension. They finally succeed in the act. They steal a few pages from an ancient, mystical text belonging to the Ancient One, a long-lived sorcerer. The Ancient One pursues the traitors. They try their best to escape by opening portals to other places. A fight takes place between zealots and the Ancient One. At last Caecilius and his followers escape. The scene is then cut to the New York City. In New York City, Dr. Strange, a wealthy, acclaimed, and arrogant neurosurgeon, who never respects his fellow surgeons and always feels he's superior. He feels like a god because of immense talent and intelligence in the neuroscience. One night while driving his Lamborghini near a mountain area, he gets a call from the hospital to help a patient who is in critical condition. He keeps giving instructions while driving. Suddenly, he loses control and falls off the cliff and severely injures his hands in a car crash, leaving him permanently unable to operate. Fellow surgeon Christine Palmer, who is also in love with him, tries to help him move on, but Strange vainly pursues experimental surgeries to heal his hands. In the process, Dr. Strange spent all his money, but he doesn't see any progress at all. After several months passed, he learns about a man who has regained control of his legs after an accident. The main is Jonathan Pangborn, a paraplegic who mysteriously regained use of his legs. Strange meets Pangborn and asks him how is it possible, because as a neurosurgeon he is unable to find a solution to make his hands work properly after the accident. Pangborn directs Strange to Kamar Taj, says that people there helped him do that, but he doesn't explain about the exact process. Strange, who is obsessed to fix his hands, travels to Kamar Taj with the money left. There he finds Mordo, who is a student of the Ancient One. He takes Strange to the Ancient One. The Ancient One demonstrates her power to Strange, revealing the astral plane and other dimensions such as the mirror dimension. She reluctantly agrees to train Strange, whose arrogance and ambition remind her of Caecilius, but Strange is in a shock. Strange doesn't believe all the mystical things demonstrated by the Ancient One and criticizes her that doesn't work. After some time he realizes it is the only way to get back his hands. So he reluctantly stays outside of the door, though he was sent out. Strange was called in after some time and Mordo tells him the Wi-Fi password. From the next day the training gets started. Strange studies under the Ancient One and Mordo, and from ancient books in the library that is now guarded by Master Wong. Strange doesn't understand the mystical concepts initially, and when he was introduced a sling ring which helps him to travel to a different place just by making a clear picture of it in mind. He wasn't able to create a portal like the other students did. The Ancient One takes him to Himalayas and leaves him there, saying that in 30 minutes he'll be dead if he stays there. He feels that through fear he can try to imagine a clear picture of Kamar Taj to open the portal and save his life with the help of sling ring. Later Strange progresses with the training every day. Strange learns that Earth is protected from threats from other dimensions by a shield generated from 3 buildings called sanctums, in New York City, London, and Hong Kong, which are all directly accessible from Kamar Taj. The sorcerer's task is to protect the sanctums, though Pangborn instead chose to channel mystical energy only into walking again. Strange progresses quickly, and secretly reads the text from which Caecilius stole pages, learning to bend time with the mystical eye of Agamotto. The spells he learnt were too advanced, and also after learning a lot of mystical things and also about mirror dimension he keeps questioning the Ancient One. He finally learns more about the mystical eye of Agamotto and tries to tamper with time-space continuum. He makes an apple rotten and turns in fresh with the help of his spells. He also restores the pages torn by Caecilius using the spell. Mordo and Wong come to Strange and warn Strange against breaking the laws of nature, drawing a comparison to Caecilius's desire for eternal life. Caecilius uses the stolen pages to contact Dormammu of the Dark Dimension, where time is non-existent. Caecilius suddenly appears at the Sanctum with his zealots. The zealots then attack the New York Sanctum, killing its guardian, but Strange holds them off with the help of the Cloak of Levitation, only to be critically injured during a skirmish. He teleports himself back to the hospital where Palmer saves him. Palmer feels weird because of the avatar of Strange and asks him what happened. He explains that he learned mystical arts to cure his hands. After explaining, he says that he wants to leave. Upon returning to the Sanctum, Strange reveals to Mordo that the Ancient One has been drawing power from the Dark Dimension to sustain her long life. Mordo becomes disillusioned with the Ancient One. He even questions the Ancient One regarding the same. She doesn't respond. Instead, she warns him of Caecilius and Zealots. The Zealots return back to the Sanctum to attack again. Strange creates a mirror dimension to protect the Sanctum, but he doesn't know that Zealots have more power in the mirror dimension. Caecilius and Zealots chase Strange and Mordo in the mirror dimension. The Ancient One comes to their rescue. Caecilius mortally wounds the Ancient One and escapes to Hong Kong. He takes her to the hospital in New York. Before dying, she tells Strange that he too will have to bend the rules to complement Mordo's steadfast nature in order to defeat Caecilius. She explains her that he can also have this past life as a neurosurgeon, but for greater good she wants him to be the protector of sanctums. Strange and Mordo arrive in Hong Kong to find Wong dead, the Sanctum destroyed, and the Dark Dimension engulfing Earth. Strange uses the Eye of Agamotto to reverse time and save Wong, then enters the Dark Dimension and creates a time loop around himself and Dormammu. After repeatedly killing Strange to no avail, Dormammu finally gives in to Strange's demand that he permanently leave Earth alone and take Caecilius and his zealots with him in return for Strange breaking the loop. Disillusioned by Strange and the Ancient One defying nature's laws, Mordo renounces his sorcerer career and departs. Strange returns the Eye to Kamar Taj and takes up residence in the New York Sanctum to continue his studies with Wong. In a mid-credits scene, Strange decides to help Thor, who has brought his brother Loki to Earth to search for their father, Odin. N1, in a post-credits scene, Mordo confronts Pangborn and steals the mystical energy he uses to walk, telling him that Earth has too many sorcerers.